It's all good, man. And I'm here with the AD of West Virginia Athletics. First of all, man, what an occasion to get down here to Southern West Virginia. It's a huge part of WVU country, ain't it?
I think our fans in the southern part of the state are probably our most passionate fans. They are, they always. I mean, anytime we do anything down here, and we try to be intentional to do more. Obviously, we do the caravan every year, but
Right.
I came down to the Boone County Pig Roast last year, and I brought Tony Creedy and Hoppy Kercheval with me, and
What did they think of it?
we had a great time. It was awesome. And and then we played two basketball games. One at Greenbrier and one in Charleston.
Right.
And every time we come, the crowd's great, the energy's great, and I think some of our most passionate fans here, and they don't get to see us as much as sometimes our fans closer to Morgantown do. So we love to come down here. This caravan stop always has great energy, and this is probably one of the highlights of the tour every year.
Hey, I was talking to Coach Richrod. First of all, thanks for getting him back here.
Yeah,
But secondly, he was talking about the budget, how much it's increased over the years.
yeah.
Why is that such a money game now in college sports? I mean, I know it's the nature of the beast, but what really was the precipitous?
Yeah. Well, in terms of the roster and how much investment's going in the roster, it really is. You went from having a lot of regulations to none, and it's not a market that regulates itself. The people out there who say it will are not people who are in the trenches who really understand. The way that college athletics works, we're not like pro sports where there's an owner, and so there's just immense pressure from a lot of influences, but there's not necessarily a financial responsibility that everybody feels other than the athletic director. And so I think that is an issue that at some point is going to have to be addressed because you're seeing more and more sports schools around the country cut sports. You're seeing more and more people cut budgets for Olympic sports, and you're seeing more and more people getting a subsidy from campus, which is really a cost ultimately that's probably being passed on to students. And so I think we're going to have to find a system that is more sustainable. But in the interim, Mountaineer sports is too important to the state, too important to the university to not do our best to give our coaches the resources they need to compete. And so we go out every day to try to do that.
Well, and competing in a conference such as the Big 12 with all the resources, Team Boone Pickens is somebody
Yeah.
that's got some deep pockets. But the one thing about Mountaineer fans, we've always been loyal, and sometimes with our donations we help out. How donations been in the past year?
I mean, our number of donors and our annual donations are both at records. We're raising money now for a stadium project. It's going extremely well. We by far, we will probably double our best fundraising year ever this year. Now,
Really?
it's not done until June 30th, and the foundation likes to release those totals. But athletics is having by far our best year overall in fundraising, and so our people have been generous. They care. We don't take that for granted, but I also don't hide from the fact, we're doing a basketball reseeding now, and people are like, "Why are you doing that?" And I say it's pretty simple. We're trying to get more revenue,
Exactly.
and
Or be more
yeah,
competitive.
and I would love for to not have to do that, but the reality is. In this day and age, it takes money to compete, and I have a responsibility to try to make sure that we're making wise business decisions to help ourselves give our coaches the resources that they need. And so that's part of what we're doing. But we don't take for granted how loyal and how great our fan base really is.
Well, before I let you go, just one thing that I've seen is you've really invested in West Virginia as a whole. I mean, from the administration now with Rich Rod coming back, what is it about? If you could go through other Big 12 schools and tell them what makes West Virginia, what would you sum it up as?
I think it really is that connection that we have, that market share across the entire state. We may be a smaller state in terms of population, but you drive anywhere in this state, and I have a side by side. So my favorite hobby when I'm off work is I just take that side by side and go down a road I've never been down. I literally get and search for a road I've never been down, and it's just amazing. You will drive down roads that you think there's nobody lives down here, and you get down there and there'll be a house and there'll be a West Virginia flag right in front of it. And so I think it really is the connection that people feel with the university, the connection they feel with the sports teams, and the connection we feel with them. You do when you lose a game. You feel like you let the family down, and I think our athletes feel that. And I tell coaches when we hire them, it's the greatest privilege of this job and the most heavy responsibility sometimes, because you do feel like you represent 1.8 million people. And so I think it's what makes us unique, what makes us special. I think it's what gives us a very bright future despite a real turbulent time in college athletics.
Hey, thanks for your time. Go Mountaineers.
Go Mountaineers.